Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we gather news from our city, from our state, and our country. We gather your comments, ideas, and suggestions. We combine all this information, put it to good use as a community of English speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. And some of you, of course, are also visitors of our lovely city. It is great to see you all here. Today is Saturday, November 4th. But most importantly, it is Saturday. Yes, I'm happy that it's Saturday. I have all kinds of fun plans for the weekend, catching up on some television shows. Today, I'm going to teach myself how to make steamed rice in a very funky way that I discovered on YouTube. We'll see how that goes. But back to you. I hope you have all kinds of wonderful plans for today. As always, we welcome those of you that are watching us live for the first time. If that is you, please feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment. We'll give you a nice little welcome. And if there are any of you that have something truly important that you wish to share with everyone, it helps a great deal when we spot a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. And oh my gosh, John Ross, I have to tell you that I didn't recognize your face. And so I went and trolled your Facebook profile, and you have the best hair. Like, you have this thing going on in which your hair points down. I love that. I love that. I don't know why, but I think it looks really good on you. I don't know why I thought about saying that, maybe because it's Saturday, but it's nice to see you. It's nice to see everyone that is joining us today. So, and if you're wondering if I go trolling each and every one of you, yes, I go trolling each and every one of you just to see who you are and where you come from. I'm sure you go trolling me, and why not? That's what Facebook is for. Anyhow, let us boom ourselves out of that one and get started with our news just to see what we have in store for today. And of course, the big news, or one of the big news, is that the Travvy Awards took place this past Thursday, a couple of days ago, in Fort Lauderdale in Florida, and Puerto Vallarta received 5 bronze awards in the following categories: Best Mexican Destination, Best Honeymoon Destination, Best Culinary Destination, Best Wedding Destination, and Best Tourism Office in Mexico. I guess we were not up for the best sidewalks in Mexico, nor were we nominated for the best recovery from hurricane as it relates to your rivers in Mexico. But what do I know? 6 third places are better than nothing. If you are curious about all the other prizes and all the other winners and all that good stuff, I will leave you with a link in the show notes. And of course, Puerto Vallarta's Catrina, we found out, is again the tallest. according to Guinness. The giant Malecón Catrina went from 22.67 meters to 28.15, maintaining its world record as the tallest in the world. Yay. Now, I hope we can go back to fixing our streets and sidewalks and our water supply and our laterals. After all, the city needs some tender loving care as well. And speaking of tender loving care, Seapal has announced water service interruptions for today for Colonia Lázaro Cárdenas and Colonia 5 de Diciembre, starting at 8 a.m. Service is expected to be restored by 9 p.m. tonight. And what else do we have? Yes, as previously announced, the housing project known as La Aurora will finally receive a well-deserved paint job. And Mayor Michel was present to inaugurate the improvement project by spray painting a wall with a lovely purple color. There is a total of 65 buildings, and it will take approximately 6 months to paint them all. But you got to start somewhere. And of course, Mayor Michel has been so busy building and measuring Catrinas and painting buildings that he has skirted all kinds of questions related to the city's administrative officer, who was supposed to be fired for putting his wife and a son on the payroll, and who threatened the mayor to reveal dirty laundry about his administration if he was fired. Has he been fired? No, he has not been fired. He's still showing up to work. And if he's still showing up to work and the mayor is skirting questions about this questionable affair, that means there must be something there. And I'm sure there's a great expression for what I'm trying to say. And I just cannot think of one. So if you can think of a lovely... am I not putting the photos up? Why does Daniel say we aren't seeing the photos? Maybe I forgot to push the button that shows the photos. My bad. But anyhow, if you can think of a great phrase for me to use, that mayor is skirting the questions, so there must be a blank going on. Raw fish, something fishy. I don't know. I need a good expression for that. And if I didn't show you the photos that I was trying to show you, let me correct my mistake, because sometimes I get confused that way. Here's a photo for the Travvies, and here's a photo for the Catrina. She does look lovely, and I hope it brings enough tourists here that we'll be able to afford fixing our sidewalks and things like that. Here's a lovely photo for the Lázaro Cárdenas 5 de Diciembre water interruption, and the lovely photo of Mayor Michel painting the walls of the La Aurora building. And here is lovely mayor looking like he's going to skirt all the questions about the shady business going on in his administration. And now that I've done that, let us take a look at our lovely weather. Of course, it helps if I turn it on. And I put it in the proper window. Hold on. It is Saturday. There you go. Okay. So Snarky Weather says it's partly cloudy, meatbag. Whatever. It is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 69%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees, 85 degrees. And our weather forecast for today says humid with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Sunday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 31 and a low of 24. And Monday, humid with partly cloudy skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 23, which is lovely if you ask me. Whenever I stay at a hotel, I always set up my air conditioning unit at 24 at night, and maybe that is why I'm sleeping so well lately. So the nighttime temperature is right where I'd like it to be. Now let's hope that the daytime temperature keeps getting its act together. Moving right along, I'm happy to announce that our friends Carmen and Claudia from Oculto are keeping very, very busy We just announced a Thanksgiving dinner, and if you are interested, they have announced yet another open dinner, a dinner open to the public. This one is going to take place on Monday, November 13th. That's going to be 2 Mondays, or not this coming Monday, but the next. And this is a public secret dinner at Oculto, the best opportunity to bring a bunch of friends or be prepared to meet new people that you don't know. There are some seats that have already been sold, I believe 6 seats, and there's a total of, I don't know, I don't remember what was the total number, but what I suggest is if you haven't experienced the Oculto dinners, you're in for a treat. It's imagine that you have one cook, one assistant cook, a third person, a hostess, and bartender, 5 people taking care of 15 people sitting down. So that's 3 people per person. No, am I doing my app? It's a lot of customer service for such a small group. That's what I'm trying to say. Imagine that you're staying at a fabulous villa, and when you stay at a fabulous villa, they offer you options for dinner and what you want to eat and at what time and so forth and so on. They ask you about allergies and all those affairs. So that's what you get at Oculto, a fabulously personalized service. You don't get to sleep there. You don't get a fabulous ocean view, but you do get a kick-ass dining experience. And yesterday I had another headline that I failed to share with you. I'm personally not invested in this because I don't do Airbnb. I don't have a property that I Airbnb, but I found this interesting article on Vox that talks about how the sharing economy darling is thriving. They call it the sharing economy darling, but guests, hosts, and cities have had enough. Have had enough of what? Well, it's a matter of reading the article. For those of you that like to stay at Airbnb properties or own properties that you put on Airbnb, you may want to take a look. And of course, I am giving my opera presentation a little dusting this weekend. As you know, we're going to repeat this presentation on Tuesday. So if you think opera is boring or is dead, or you simply have not been interested in opera because you haven't gotten around to it for whatever reason, this will be a great opportunity to find out what makes opera special today and why opera is the longest lasting form of live entertainment still happening today. Believe it or not, it is opera. Older than theater, or so they say. I'm sure the theater people might not take to that comment very nicely, but hey, don't shoot the messenger. Let us take a quack look. Let us take a quack look at your comments for this morning. And let's see what we have. We see a lot of good mornings and one good afternoon. Turitu. Let's see. I'm looking for cues. And I don't see any cues just yet. But I see people that I'm always happy to see. Yay. I love the thought of Paco checking out my profile. Makes me want to post more. Pretty boring here. Well, Stephanie, it's, if, you know, I hear you. I spend so much time posting on the Coffee and Headlines page that my personal profile is just not that exciting. But yeah, I'm a little weird. I like to find out about the people that join me on a regular basis, so I do go looking at different profiles every now and then. Linda asks a good question, but doesn't include a cue, but that's a good one. Do you know how long the Catrinas will be displayed? My hunch is, Linda, that they will be displayed throughout the month of November, because then the city needs to get really busy with all the Christmas chingaderas, which we know will follow. And we may get another one of those funky villages. I have no idea what the city has in store for us, but you know, I would think the end of November. Stan says the mayor gives new life to the term whitewashing. I love it. I love it. Chris says it is called hanky panky. I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, hanky panky for the curious business in the city. Well, I suppose we could use that. Logan says where there's smoke, there's a fire. I love it. Let's see. If it quacks like a duck. I love it, Andrea. Then it must be a mayor if it quacks like a duck. Da-da-da-da. Is there still a lot of folks without internet? Ours is still down since the hurricane. Telmex. I actually don't have an answer for you, David. I am sorry to learn that you don't have internet. I am doing fine, and I hope that yours is working okay. Leave asks, is Oculto Thanksgiving dinner sold out, or how might one get info? Well, Leaf, the best way to get info is by contacting the nice people at Oculto directly. They have a Facebook page, which I will gladly share in the show notes today as we're sharing one of their events. I suggest you give them a quick message and find out, or follow the instructions on how to purchase your tickets and purchase some for yourself. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. We've never been interested in opera. Saw Paco's opera presentation. Now we're going to the Met Live in Guadalajara. Yes, that's the way to do it. Of course, I am a big fan of the Met Live broadcasts, and yes, we are going. A bunch of friends are going to the November one, and I'm excited because the December one will be the first time. No, the January one. What am I talking about? The January opera, Florencia en el Amazonas, is actually a Mexican opera, and this is the first time that the Met will be doing a Mexican opera, and they're singing in Spanish, so it's going to be a wonderful thing. Let's see. I see. I believe this is what I said, but let's put it on the screen. You'll need to contact Carmen. All the contact info is available on their website, or if you try to purchase the event via their social media or website, it will tell you whether it's sold out or not. There you go. Boom, ba-da-dum, bum. Stephanie comments on the Airbnb business. I think the larger spaces having parties, fees, and cleaning stuff are sometimes crazy. I'm a wonderful host. Not all are wonderful. Well, again, Stephanie, I am happy to hear that about you. I know very little about Airbnb because, again, I don't stay there, and I don't own property that is Airbnb-able. But that's what the article is there for. If it is of interest to you, then I suggest you give it a good read. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of today's Coffee and Headlines, unless we happen to see any very last-minute questions. In the meantime, I want to thank you for yet another week. I look forward to the weekend, and I hope that you do too. I believe, by the way, I believe this is the first weekend for the Three Hens and a Rooster market, so we wish them good luck. And if you are into checking them out, they are at the Isla Rio Cuale. Have a great Saturday, have a great Sunday, and I hope to see you here sometime in the near future. Take care.